Welcome back, dear students. This is the session 6 for basic English of the semester 5. Now, uh, in this essay, in this part of the essay, we are going to discuss about the man's perils, the last part of the essay, that is, role of neutral countries and the future of this world. Here, Russell tried to convince, persuade all the superpowers, and he tried to bring to the notice to the neutral countries about their uh, functions, about their responsibilities, as well as the future of this world. Here, in this part, he begins with that he would be the most satisfied person if there would be any accommodation happen between the east and west, whether any party may be satisfied with this accommodation, whether they are communist or anti-communist, but they should be come on a accommodation to be abandon the use of hydrogen bombs. Then both the east and west, okay, in thoughts, both the east and west should understand that international issues can't be decided by wars. Here authors try to convince that there are the conflicts, and these conflicts cannot be ended with the wars. There may be some other way to come up with a uh, conclusion without having the wars, without waging the wars among themselves. Then he urges to the neutral powers, neutral countries, should appoint a commission of experts to convince both the parties equally, to convince that about the uh, about the destructions of the nuclear as well as hydrogen bombs. The function of the expert committee is to draft a report of destructive effective effects to be expected in a war with the hydrogen bombs. What would be the destructions would appear after the using of these hydrogen bombs, and then both the then both the sides should be persuaded to understand, okay, these their report, okay, and helpful to abandon the use of the bombs as well as come on a particular accommodation. Okay, the understanding between the iron curtains, it means the ideologically differences between east and west. Okay, it is the essentiality of the neutrals to make them to understand or persuade. Then the report should be submitted to the government of all the great powers and invite them to come up with their decisions. What is their agreement? Whether they are agreed or disagreed. This is a tactic that through this no one can or neither of the party reject it. They will accept as well as they would put their mind, their decisions, what their plans, what they are going to be do to come on a to come on a accommodation. Then uh, the author expected that great powers could be led to agree that war can no longer serve the purpose of any of them. This is a tactic to uh, perceive them that war is not a solution for their problems. Then they may they okay, then they may come up with some other ways to come up their decisions or their accommodation. Then again he used one more tactic, that history of human being, history of man shows that he has discovered various studies, okay, various studies of science and technology, arts, etc. He has discussed there within a short span of time, and unveiled many secrets from this world. Okay, but again he questioned that The man or the human species has proved that a species of to be preserved and raised a question: do you want to erase this species from the earth? It means that man is such a valuable species on this earth who has done such all the achievements, and nobody wants to erase this species from the earth. It means that they should do something to preserve the human species on this earth by avoiding such wars. Then he continued that we, means the human beings, can expect trumps of future if we forget our quarrels. He is trying to suggest that we should have to come out of our personal conflicts if we want to be survive as a humanity, not as a beast, not as a west, not as any particular citizen of a country, but as a human being, but as a citizen of the globe. Then you can choose happiness. He has given the options, okay, some good options. You can choose either happiness, knowledge, and wisdom by forgetting these all quarrels. It means if you forget your personal conflicts, you may choose happiness, or you may get happiness, knowledge, and wisdom. Otherwise, you have to be choose death. Okay. Then he appeals to remember the humanity as a human and forget the rest. He appealed that all should consider themselves as a human rather than considering a particular citizen, particular sect, or particular, okay, any individual identification. Then to be considered as a man of a world, human being. Then these destructive thoughts perish not only men but also all the human beings who are not at all a part of these ideologies, these conflicts. Okay, not at all a part of any such kind of divisions what human beings have done. It means that we have to protect ourselves as well as we have to protect all the species on this earth, and this responsibility is to be intermediate by the neutral countries between the two parties, okay, between the superpowers. This is the end of this essay. Thank you, dear friends.